Hi everyone and welcome to Lipstick on a Rig. Today we're going to be making this baby beanie that is suitable for a baby anywhere between 12 and 24 months. For this project I'm going to be using size 4 medium weight acrylic yarn, and this is just the Big Twist Value brand and the color is cream. I'm also going to be using a size F or 5 crochet hook. And if you haven't already, then please check out the precursor to this video, and that is my how to crochet a beanie brim. And for that video, I crocheted a brim that is 5 stitches deep and roughly about 14.5 inches long. And I went ahead and joined these two edges together like I show you how to do in that precursor video. And so now I'm going to turn my brim inside out. And I went ahead and sectioned my brim off into 4 equal parts. And what we're going to do is we're going to place 36 crisscross stitches going all the way along our row. So that means we need to place 9 crisscross stitches in each of our 4 sections. So to place your very first crisscross stitch, go ahead and chain 2. And then we're going to place a single crochet in one of the loops behind our chain 2 stitch. And that's going to count as our first crisscross stitch. And I'm also going to be crocheting over my tail, so that's just an option if you want to do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next loop that we want to work in, and we're going to place a single crochet in the next loop. Then we're going to go back to our skipped loop and place a single crochet. And that's our second crisscross stitch. And so from here we're going to place our other 34 crisscross stitches, trying to space them as evenly as we can going along our row. Once you're done placing your 36 crisscross stitches, then what we're going to do is we're going to begin a continuous loop pattern. So to start that off, we're going to place a single crochet in the top of our first stitch. And then from here we're going to place a single crochet in the stitch directly behind that. And from here we're going to skip the next stitch that we haven't already worked in, and we're going to place a single crochet in the next stitch. And then we're going to place a single crochet in that skipped stitch. So that's going to be our pattern for the rest of the row, just placing these crisscross stitches. And when you get to the end of your row, you're just going to allow the rows to transition smoothly so that you won't have to start and stop each individual row. And we're just going to repeat this for multiple rows to build the body of our beanie. And I went ahead and crocheted 13 rows of placing my crisscross stitch. And you might find it helpful to grab a scrap piece of yarn to mark the first stitch in every row. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 regular crisscross stitches just like we've been doing. And then when it comes to placing our third crisscross stitch, we're going to place a decreasing crisscross pattern. So we're going to skip 2 stitches instead of 1. And we're going to insert our crochet hook up underneath that 3rd stitch and yarn over and pull through. Then up underneath that 4th stitch and yarn over and pull through. Then we're going to yarn over and drop all the loops on our crochet hook. From here we're going to go back to that first skipped stitch and we're going to place a single crochet. And that's how you place a decreasing crisscross stitch. And so that's going to be our pattern for the entire row. So we're going to place 2 regular crisscross stitches and then a decreasing crisscross stitch. And the pattern for the next row is to place 1 regular crisscross stitch and then a decreasing crisscross stitch. And we're just going to repeat that going all the way along our row. And when you get to the end of your row, you're just going to start placing only decreasing crisscross stitches. And you're just going to do this until the hole at the top of your beanie becomes very, very small. And once the hole at the top of your beanie is very, very small, then we're just going to place a slip stitch and a stitch on the opposite side to close any gaps. And you can place as many slip stitches as you need to. And from here, we're just going to cut and tie off our yarn. And in the description, I will link to my DIY pom-pom maker. Please let me know in the comments below if you experienced any issues while you were making this, and I will do my best to help you out. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, Lipstick on a Rig. Thank you so much for working with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, awesome day.